ser humano miente. Sí, miente. Y miente frecuentemente. Es que mentir no es nada fácil para el cerebro. Nada fácil. Deja pistas, deja huellas, que ahora a continuación, en los próximos minutos, vamos a estudiar algunas de ellas. Para el cerebro es muchísimo más difícil mentir que decir la verdad. El mentiroso no ha sido protagonista de la historia, ni testigo, se la está inventando. Y entonces, ¿qué ocurre? Que el cerebro le delata, que no cuenta la historia habitualmente en primera persona. Fijaos qué curioso. ¿Qué es lo que hace? La sustituye. ¿Por qué? Habla en tercera persona, habla con plurales o habla con los verbos en pasiva cuando lo hace. Pero lo que hace él es alejarse. Esto lo llamamos lenguaje de distanciamiento.
Me gustaría ir a la Luna en un nanosegundo, si pudiera. El problema es que ya no tenemos la tecnología que teníamos antes. Nosotros la usamos, pero la destruimos después esa tecnología y es doloroso tener que reconstruirlo todo de nuevo.
Sus discursos son cronológicamente perfectos. No tienen lapsus en el tiempo. No tienen que van para adelante, luego van para atrás al contarnos las historias. Esto es normal en el recuerdo. El recuerdo no es perfecto. Ay, no, el mentiroso no. El mentiroso cuando nos lo cuenta parece que nos está relatando una maravillosa novela. Y es que efectivamente lo es.
When I actually made the moon my home for over 3 days. You know, you become detached from one planet. You become detached from Earth, which is your identity with reality. But we launched at night, circled the Earth about 1.5 times, and headed out to the moon for a 3-day voyage when we got there.
So the engine is loud?
You get, pardon?
Is the engine loud as you're descending?
Well, the engine is very loud. It's very difficult to tell the difference between feeling sound and hearing sound, but yes, it's loud.
When you were in it, you couldn't hear it in the vacuum of space.
It's a very kinetic, very dynamic period of about 10 to 12 minutes. And you get down to 200 feet, and you go through an area where you're either going to land or you're basically going to crash.
Es una preciosa novela, es una ficción que se ha inventado. Otra huella. Necesitan espacio, necesitan aire, necesitan tiempo los mentirosos para recrear su historia, sobre todo cuando les sacamos de su zona de confort. Cuando empezamos a pedirles información que nos esperan y tienen que construirnos ahí la historia, el cerebro tiene que trabajar muchísimo. Hemos dicho que empieza a trabajar ahí a 5.000 revoluciones, empieza a trabajar el cerebro. Y necesita aire, necesita tiempo para preparar esas respuestas. Ahí lo vamos a pillar. ¿Cómo? Bueno, pues os diré algunas que suelo ver habitualmente. Nos piden que repitamos la pregunta, a pesar de que es muy sencilla. Responden con otra pregunta. Hay unos silencios, muy llamativos, porque la pregunta tampoco era tan complicada.
Actually, it is. We found a very unique reel of footage that we have queued up to show you.
Yeah.
And it's from the mission. And to our knowledge, no one has ever seen it before. And it's 30 years old.
And you want me to see this while you have me on camera?
Well, and to tell us what it is. I mean, it's...
Well, I don't know why I should do that.
It's a very unique footage.
It may be that I need to see it, and then we sit down and we talk about what you're taking a picture of. What is your proposition that we didn't go to the moon?
I know for a fact that you did. I know for a fact that you did not.
You know for a fact that we did not.
That's correct. And you'll see this tape proves that.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in satisfying your suppositions when there's all this evidence that we did.
This proves, as you'll see, that you were using the window to demonstrate that you were halfway to the moon when you were
Turn the camera off, please. Turn the camera off.
¿Pero qué le pasa a ese que le empezamos a preguntar? Que nos conteste algunas preguntas que no se está esperando, que nos dé muchísima más información que no se imaginaba que le íbamos a pedir, que se la empieza a inventar ahora. Su cerebro empieza a construir ese naipe del que hemos hablado antes, ese castillo de naipes, en este momento.
Well, that looks like a Buzz Aldrin photograph there. I can't see it too clearly from my angle here.
Is this a documentary about the moon missions?
I believe so. Well, I think it's a series of clips and vignettes. I'm not quite sure that's a documentary.
Was this something from broadcast or something that...
I'm sorry, I don't know. Without looking at the label and looking at it more closely, I have dozens of these things in here.
What is this? They're talking about shadows and stuff like that. What is that all about?
You know, this might have come from some of the challenges to the fact, yes, from the challenges by the group that has said we never went to the moon, and they're trying to pick holes in some of the lunar photographs. And it's an interesting subject because they're totally misguided. We did exactly what we said we did. And they can try to pick holes in the photography all they want to, but
why is it that you have a copy of it?
beg your pardon?
Oh, why do you have a copy of it?
People send me stuff all the time. I have boxes and boxes of video from various television programs, various speeches that I've done. I must have 300 or 400 of them. I look at very few of them.
So someone sent you this?
I'm sure that, well, they obviously did. That's why I have it.
Oh, so it's not something that you acquired
No.
or ordered or anything like that?
You have to understand, I get at least a dozen books a month to review, 2 or 3, maybe 4 dozen videos a year from various people just want me to have it, so they send it along.
We only brought like one clip. If you want to throw it in,
Okay, sure.
pop that one out.
Is that Connecticut beach? Good. Oh, that was stopping.
Yes, take it again.
Yeah, we can edit this that way. We don't have to worry about not doing that. So we can. Well,
Yeah, just hit play.
well, it goes in.
This is, what is this? Oh, this is a shot from 130,000 miles out. I guess
see, is that
it's
the
from
moon or
approaching. It's from approaching the moon, looking back at the Earth. Now, I've seen this on a couple of flights. Was this something that you got? Although this is from Apollo 11, did you shoot a shot of the Earth like this? So you had a TV camera in the spacecraft.
That's correct.
And this is, I guess, the Earth zoomed in at a distance.
Yep,
I
seems
think
to
it
be.
shot a little bit halfway to the moon. Now it's kind of, now I guess the cloud cover looks.
That's what you're looking at.
Now what is that right there?
What is what?
There's like an arm. It looks like hair on an arm getting in front of the window.
Maybe somebody got their arm in front
Now
of
I
it.
thought that was the arm of God moving
Right.
across the Earth. I couldn't quite figure that
I
out.
suspect that was the edge of the window, more than likely, that they were shooting at.
What did the Earth look like from a great distance? There
About
it is
like
again,
that.
130,000 miles out.
About like that.
So it's pretty small at the distance of the moon?
Yes, but I think the better images are the Hasselblad images that have been taken on every flight and are the most published pictures in the history of the world.
What is that in the top left? If that's the Earth, is that like another spacecraft?
No. That, I have no idea what that is. It's some aberration on the film of some sort. Oh, those are shadows, I think. Or reflections, probably reflections that are just reflecting.
Run that
the
back
light.
again so we get another shot of it.
If you're going to press me on this, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because I won't pursue this. All of this attempt to say the Apollo programs were fake is just sheer nonsense. And you can talk till hell freezes over and you're wrong. Okay?
Well, would you
I won't
affirm?
continue on this line.
Y la primera, y lo más importante que tenemos el ser humano para comunicar nuestras emociones, es esto, es la cara, es el rostro. ¿Qué le ocurre a la persona que no nos cuenta la verdad? Que las palabras y las emociones en el rostro no coinciden. Por ejemplo, vamos a ver, en caso normal, si una persona nos dice que se le ha perdido su pobre perrito, pues no le vamos a ver tristeza, es evidente. Si otro le vemos salir corriendo de la puerta de un hotel diciendo que ha visto un fantasma en su habitación, le vamos a ver el miedo. Incluso hay casos que vemos emociones contradictorias. Un ejemplo.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any.
Desaparecen, se congelan. Es lo que llamamos el efecto estatua. Las personas se convierten un poco en estatuas al mentir, anulan su gestualidad. Ese cerebro que está trabajando a 2000 revoluciones, lo primero que abandona es la gestualidad.
Yeah, right here's fine. I'm Bart with ABC Digital.
How you doing?
I was given a classified tape from the Apollo program. It's 31 years old. It's an unedited reel, including outtakes from the mission. It's got about 20 takes of a single shot of the mission.
What mission?
Apollo 11.
Yes.
And the photography is being forged in the mission. They're faking a shot of being halfway to the moon. And they refer to you on the tape as a shot that was done during Apollo 10, where you put a transparency over the window and move the camera of the Earth and move the camera back away from the window. Turn off the lights in the spacecraft and appeared to be halfway to the moon when in fact they were in Earth orbit.
Huh, really?
Al último de las huellas. Y es el efecto fuga. El cuerpo se coloca en fuga, en posición de salir corriendo. Y es que el cerebro del mentiroso, cuando lo está haciendo, cuando está sacando esas mentiras de su mente, tiene dos emociones que se incrementan, la culpa y el miedo. ¿Y qué le provoca al cerebro cuando tiene miedo y cuando tiene sensación de culpa? Que quiere salir corriendo.
It's your right hand to swear to God.
Stick it in your ear.
Well, you were given an opportunity to swear to God under oath that you walked on the moon.
I don't do that kind of thing.
Well, if you really walked on the moon, what's the problem of swearing to God that you did? Do you believe in God?
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Okay.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.